Most people think losing weight requires one of two things: joining a gym or following a strict diet that makes life miserable. But that is not true. You can lose weight at home. You can get stronger at home. You can improve your health without expensive equipment, without eating foods you hate, and without turning every day into a test of willpower. The real key is not finding the most extreme plan. It is building a few simple habits that are realistic enough to repeat. That is the main idea behind my book, Lose Weight at Home, No Gym, No Extreme Diet. Just simple habits that work. I wrote this book because I know what it is like to make progress without having everything figured out. I have lost about 50 pounds and built a decent amount of muscle along the way, but I still have more progress I want to make. I am not speaking as a perfect fitness model. I am still working on it too. And that is why I believe weight loss needs to be realistic. A plan that only works when you are highly motivated is not a good plan. A diet that falls apart after one restaurant meal is not a good diet. A workout routine that requires an hour, a drive to the gym, and perfect energy every day is not realistic for most people. The best plan is one you can return to after an imperfect day. Weight loss does involve calories. Over time, your body needs to use more energy than you consistently take in. But understanding that does not mean you need to starve yourself or obsess over every bite. It means your everyday habits need to start working in your favor. The four biggest areas to focus on are diet, exercise, sleep, and stress. You can remember them as DSS. Diet, exercise, sleep, stress. You do not have to fix all four at once. Start with the area causing the most trouble. For many people, that first area is food. The goal is not to eat perfectly. The goal is to create a better normal. You may not need a completely different menu. You may simply need better portions, more filling meals, fewer liquid calories, and more control over snacks and extras. One useful idea is what I call taste, not volume. Sometimes you do not need a huge amount of a food to enjoy it. You want the taste. You can still have peanut butter, dessert, chips, or another food you enjoy, but the portion matters. Instead of eating directly from the bag, put some in a bowl. Instead of treating dessert as forbidden, have a smaller serving and move on. This keeps one food from becoming an all-or-nothing event. Meals also need to keep you full. When people try to lose weight by eating tiny, unsatisfying meals, they often spend the rest of the day fighting hunger. Then they snack, graze, or overeat at night. A better meal usually includes protein, fiber, and enough volume to feel like a real meal. Protein could come from eggs, Greek yogurt, chicken, turkey, tuna, lean beef, beans, cottage cheese, or a protein shake. Fiber could come from fruit, vegetables, oats, potatoes, beans, or whole grains. You do not need complicated recipes. Just ask, where is the protein, and what will help this meal keep me full? You should also pay attention to drinks. Soda, sweet tea, juice, alcohol, coffee drinks, heavy creamers, and energy drinks can add hundreds of calories without making you feel full. You do not have to drink only water forever. But a large coffee loaded with cream, sugar, and syrup is not just coffee. It is part of your food intake for the day. Reducing liquid calories can create progress without making every meal smaller. The same is true for sauces, oils, dressings, spreads, and toppings. They are not forbidden, but they should be intentional. Small food changes can make a larger difference than trying to survive a diet you already know you will quit. The second major habit is movement, and walking is one of the most underrated tools for weight loss. Walking is simple, but simple does not mean useless. You can walk outside, walk your dog, use a treadmill, use a walking pad, or break your walking into shorter sessions. I walk outside, including walking my German Shepherd, Bobo, and I also use a walking pad treadmill at home. Walking works because it is repeatable. It helps your body use more energy, can reduce stress, and is usually easier to recover from than intense exercise. You do not need to begin with 10,000 steps. Start with 10 minutes if that is what you can do. A 10-minute walk counts. 2 short walks count. Walking after a meal counts. The best amount of walking is not the number that sounds impressive. It is the amount you can consistently build into your life. But walking is only one part of the exercise plan. Strength training matters too. You do not want to only become smaller. You want to maintain muscle, feel stronger, and become more capable. You do not need a gym for that. Bodyweight squats, wall push-ups, glute bridges, step-ups, and planks can all be done at home. A few dumbbells give you even more options, including rows, presses, curls, and shoulder exercises. My dumbbells range from 5 to 30 pounds, and depending on the exercise, 30 pounds can still feel very heavy. You do not need massive weights. You need enough resistance to challenge your muscles safely. A simple weekly plan could be walking most days and doing 2 or 3 short strength workouts. One workout might include squats, dumbbell rows, a chest press or wall push-ups, a shoulder exercise, and a core movement. Start with 1 or 2 sets of each exercise. Focus on safe form and controlled movement. As the routine gets easier, add repetitions, another set, or slightly more weight. Do not confuse effort with pain. Muscles working hard is normal. Sharp pain is a reason to stop. Before starting a new exercise or weight loss plan, especially with medical conditions or injuries, speak with a qualified healthcare professional. The goal is not to destroy yourself with one workout. The goal is to build a habit you can still be doing months from now. That is where the home advantage becomes powerful. At home, you remove the drive, crowds, waiting, comparison, and much of the setup. You can do 10 minutes without turning it into a major event. Keep your walking shoes where you can see them. Keep your dumbbells accessible. Make water easy to grab. Put better foods where they are visible. Move foods you tend to overeat out of sight. Your environment will not remove the need for discipline, but it can reduce how much discipline you need. Sleep also matters more than many people realize. When you are tired, cravings can feel stronger. Exercise feels harder. Stress feels bigger. Quick comfort becomes more appealing. Better sleep does not magically cause weight loss, but it makes the habits that cause weight loss easier to follow. Try going to bed a little earlier. Reduce caffeine late in the day. Create a calmer evening routine. Notice whether staying up late leads to eating you would not have done otherwise. Stress is connected to this too. Sometimes you are not eating because your body needs food. You are eating because you are bored, frustrated, lonely, tired, or overwhelmed. The goal is not to become stress-free. The goal is to create a pause and give yourself another option. Take a walk. Drink water. Take a shower. Write down what is bothering you. Play with your dog. Do a few sets with dumbbells. Step away from your phone. Go to bed. You may still decide to eat, but now it is a decision instead of an automatic reaction. You also need a healthy way to measure progress. The scale can be useful, but it does not tell the entire story. Body weight can move because of water, sodium, digestion, and other normal changes. Look at the trend instead of judging yourself by one number. You can also track your waist, how your clothes fit, your walking, your strength, your energy, and how consistently you are following your habits. Tracking should give you information, not become a daily verdict on your worth. And remember that weekends count. A person can create a small calorie deficit during the week and erase it with 3 days of bigger portions, restaurant meals, desserts, drinks, and less movement. That does not mean you cannot enjoy the weekend. Choose the meal that matters most instead of making every meal a treat. Keep some structure. Walk more. Enjoy something intentionally, then continue. Most importantly, stop treating one imperfect meal like the end of the plan. If lunch was heavy, make dinner better. If you missed today's walk, walk tomorrow. If you had a bad weekend, return to the basics at the next meal. The people who make progress are not the people who never mess up. They are the people who return faster. A simple 30-day reset can help you practice this. Before you begin, estimate your maintenance calories with a TD calculator. Record your starting weight or waist measurement if helpful. Choose a realistic walking goal. Choose 2 or 3 short strength workouts per week and improve one part of your home environment. During the first week, keep the start easy. Walk most days, improve one meal, and reduce one obvious source of extra calories. In the second week, make meals more filling and begin your strength routine. In the third week, pay closer attention to sleep, stress, snacks, drinks, and situations that trigger overeating. In the fourth week, focus on consistency. Practice getting back on track quickly. Review what worked, remove what felt unnecessarily difficult, and keep the habits that fit your real life. The goal of 30 days is not a dramatic transformation. The goal is momentum. You can start with the body you have, the schedule you have, the equipment you have, and the life you have. You do not need a gym. You do not need an extreme diet. You do not need to become a different person overnight. Start with a walk. Start with a smaller portion. Start with a better meal. Start with 10 minutes of strength training. Start by going to bed a little earlier. Then repeat the next simple action long enough for it to become part of your normal life. That is how real progress happens. Not through one perfect week, but through simple habits that keep moving you in the right direction. The ideas in this video come from my book, Lose Weight at Home, No Gym, No Extreme Diet. Just simple habits that work. You can find it on Amazon or just search for Brandon Murray books on Amazon. You do not have to fix everything today. You only have to stop waiting for the perfect time and begin where you are.